Morning all. Well, that turned on quick. Today is Friday, February 23rd, 2024. Rambler coming at you again. It's a little different angle. I'm in the driver's seat this time, and I chose to have the seat occupied today. I do have my silly glasses on, but that way I'll be able to read from this book. I think the title of this one's going to be, do we even know what our current reality is? I mean, do we? There'll be a lot of questions in this one because I don't think we really know. I think we try to know. I think we know. But do we really know? I don't think we do. Now, we're smart. This is true. But I guess where I'm going with this particular Rambler session would be, what do we really know and what is our current reality? And how should we approach it? How should we start to, I'm going to say act, but how should we interact with our fellow man if we come to realize the possibility that everything we thought we knew is actually, or could actually be, inverted or upside down? A while back, I read a book by the name, the author's name is Fergus O'Connor Greenwood. I believe that's right. And it's 180 degrees. The subtitle is Unlearn the Lies You've Been Taught to Believe. This is the book, right? And I uploaded this in one of my other, I don't know if it was TikTok, YouTube, or what it was, but I uploaded a couple of books, and this was one of them. And you can see that there's a few references, just a few. I know the, I know that the Post-it notes are a little overboard, but it's interesting. I mean, there's quite a few things in here. On the back side of this, it says, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. Let it loose, and it will defend itself. Pretty good, right? There's several other references in here. I mean, I don't even know where to start because there's so many of them. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Did it again. I forgot about this light. Come on. It's messing up here. Alright, well maybe we'll make this one quick. So it looks like I got about 3 minutes and then she shuts off. Maybe I'll just, I don't know how to, see if this will turn on. Oh, it does turn on. I'll roll it forward and hopefully I didn't turn that on long enough to do a copyright infringement. Because you know how those folks are. Everybody's got to be paid, right? Everybody's got to be paid. With what? With feathers, salt, diamonds, rubies, gold, silver. Pick your medium of exchange. Oh yeah, I gotta read you that one. I gotta find that one. I don't know if I can. There's a lot of them. But I had a statement that, I don't know. It's kind of a summary of what they said here. If I can find it while I'm chatting here or rambling. I don't know, maybe I should have highlighted I probably should have done that. Maybe I'll go back to that. So this particular one, I was gonna call it, what is a breakaway civilization? I didn't know what that was, but I came across this one guy. We jive pretty good. Like, we had some conversations and they were really good. I thought they were really good. And I mean, if you don't question your reality, well then what's the point of living, right? I mean, question it. I try to understand it. Try to. But in this particular book, that 180 degrees, you're going to start to realize things aren't, I mean, your current reality, well, I don't know, maybe you grew up with an individual like what I'm talking about, and he was able to kind of guide you or guide that person to a point of a better understanding of what might be. Might be, might not be, I don't know. One thing is for certain, when you start to question those things, you can make changes in your life to, I guess, mitigate loss, hedge, reduce the amount of energy. You can start to salvage some energy, you can start to save some energy, and then you can start to give energy away. That's kind of what this is, giving a little bit of energy away. There's also another reference to that here. Gosh, there's so many. There's so many. I just glanced through this, and I should have, maybe I'll do another video on that. I'll just pick out a couple of highlights, and we'll go over that. But what is a breakaway civilization? Well, from my very, very limited understanding, it has to do with basically ETs, extraterrestrials, that happened outside of our solar system, or maybe in the solar system, who knows? According to the scientists today, our cosmos is ever expanding. Okay, great. That's fantastic. What does that mean? Well, I don't know exactly. But if there were ETs, and if there were other civilizations outside of planet Earth, you can spin any narrative, any story you want around it. But it does beg the question, and it still comes into existence to today, how did we get here, right? I mean, how did that happen? You know, have there been many civilizations? I'm starting to think that absolutely, yes. Because I did mention in one of my other videos that that well-traveled people, they have kind of a, I don't want to say a better understanding, but an understanding with better clarity. You know, they're able to frame things and understand things a little bit better than the average Joe. And breakaway civilization. Is it possible that we are ETs, or maybe those guys came from other planets because they started feuding over resources? I don't know. I don't know what the story is. I don't know what we're called or where we've come from, but there's a lot of interesting information all over the place. And, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's my own mind feeding me a delusion. Oh, that could be. I don't know. Yes, I'm sitting in my garage again. It's not too awful cold today. I don't know why this light's not, there it goes. I'm going to have to fix that because that's getting annoying, even for me. Which means we're probably about 6 or 7 minutes in. Yep, about 8 minutes in. Breakaway civilization, is it real? It's seeming more likely that that's possible. There was a section in this book, it was talking about the pyramids. And though I've not been to the pyramids, I'm going to have to do that later, because there's just, I'll be thumbing through here trying to find that. There's just a lot of them. What are the pyramids? Why were they built? Who built them? What are they for? I know that the alignment, as far as the Earth's circumference and its diameter, and I don't know, maybe mathematician might respect that view or understanding, but I'm certainly not a mathematician, and I'm not a well-traveled person, but I'm trying to be a person who reads just a touch more. I mean, this book's like 750 pages, so that's interesting. Breakaway civilizations, and how does it relate to our current reality? That's a good question. A lot of people believe in God. God with a capital G. A lot of people believe in gods with lowercase g, right? What is your God? I don't know. What do you believe in? What did you grow up with? What's happened in your life to change those understandings? That's a very interesting way to look at it. I don't know. I find myself, the older I get, the more I don't knows, right? I was watching a podcast with Jeff Booth in it. I don't even remember the name. And I've mentioned his work. He wrote the book, The Price of Tomorrow, and he talks about why deflation is the key to an abundant future. Well, in my cycle, I grew up in a pretty decent country, the USA. And as I understand it, the dollar's the reserve currency. Okay. How does this relate to breakaway civilization? How does this relate to reality? Well, it's all related. We're all connected. And all this understanding is multiplying faster and faster due to technology. Some people say it'll be our demise, which it could be. Other people say it'll be the unveiling of truth. That could be. I'm trying to utilize technology in the pursuit of truth, which I just read the back of that book. And basically it says that truth will do its thing. I hope that it does. Hopefully this light doesn't kick off too soon. It probably will. 3 minutes, I think, is what the timer said. So, what's our reality? What are breakaway civilizations, if they even exist? Do they exist? It's potential that they do. I mean, these great pyramids, how are you lifting these rocks? How is that even possible? How was it possible back then? Who built them? Why were they built? Why are they oriented to the stars? How does that work? And that's pretty interesting. And that stuff's been proven by really smart people, you know? I don't know. I've not been there. I know that they exist, though. There's pictures all over the world, you know, these massive structures. And you got to ask yourself, does the story of the Bible hold true? Some would hold on to that belief for dear life. I, on the other hand, at the age of about 28 or 29, had to let go of that because I started questioning things. Which I question more today than I ever have. I don't know. Maybe that makes me a conspiracy theorist, right? I don't think so. I don't. This gentleman that mentioned, hey, do some research on breakaway civilization. It was a good talk. It was a good conversation. It really was. And I respect his thought processes. I really do. I don't know if it's going to be as good as what he expected it to be. But it's, I don't know. I'm going to try to take what the relevant society that I'm around or that I'm connected with and see if, come on, does this work? Shit. Sorry about that. I'll wrap this up here pretty soon. It drives me nuts, and it messes up my thought process too. Current reality, what is it? What is it? Why do we think what we think? Why do we do what we do? Why do we read what we read, eat what we eat, and drink what we drink? Why do we associate with the people that we think we need to associate with? Right? Right? I don't know, maybe find some friends from around the globe. That'd be cool. Right? Read a book that you otherwise wouldn't think of reading. Oh my God, that's taboo. It says 180 degrees. What does that mean? Well, in mathematics, that's the complete opposite direction. Right? 360's north and 180's south. Right? I grabbed a little bit from math, right? Oh, mercy. I don't know. I really don't know. What is your reality? Do you believe in breakaway civilizations? Do you believe that we possibly could be ETs? Or do you believe that we were created? Maybe we evolved from a monkey. Does it really matter? I don't know. You're only here for 100 years or less. You're here for 100 years or less, and then that's it. So I had a really smart friend of mine say once, you're not here for a long time, you're here for a good time. And the fascinating thing in this book, this book goes down so many rabbit holes. That's another thing. Rabbit holes. I'm hearing that more and more. Like, what does that even mean? Is that an idiom? I think that might be an idiom. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. My wife's been trying to teach me that stuff. But terms or figures of speech, different ways to describe things. Yeah, I don't know. But it is interesting. So, I don't know where we go with this, but I appreciate the talk that I had with this individual, and I would like to expand more on that and do some more relevant, hey, what about this or what about that? And again, here for 100 years or less, so what are you going to focus on? What's it going to be? Is it going to be your podcast and your wife's Jeep? Maybe. You got to continually wear the high-vis color. I don't know. I kind of like it. Sorry for the delays and the breakups, but like none of it's pre-scripted. None of it's planned. It's off the cuff. It's the Rambler, right? Might be true. Might not be true. But I will say this. When you start to realize how you're being screwed in life, you're screwed. And I did clean it up for some folks. I cleaned that up because I really wanted to use an expletive there. But even screwed for some is pretty harsh. Probably shouldn't use that word. Words matter, right? They do matter. They matter. What's your reality? Where are you living? Do you understand cycles? Do you believe in cycles? You should. Look at Mother Nature. It's hot, it's cold, it's growing, it's dead. Understand your reality, where you came from. I don't know that we fully can. Perhaps we will someday. Perhaps we already have, and it's been suppressed. It's a possibility. I don't know. Perhaps we have an all-knowing entity that lives among us. Perhaps that's true. I don't know, but there's a lot of questions. And when you start to ask the questions, you start to, your focus then starts to change. Oh, there's another quote in here somewhere. It said something about when you change the things you look at change, basically. So when you start to ask questions, your reality starts to change. I guess maybe that's where I'm going with this particular one. So whether you believe it or not, there we go again. Okay, I promise this will be the last time this happens. Come on. Wow, that is very annoying. So I'm going to wrap it up. Hopefully this one will come out okay. I haven't even gone through very many of the comments. I don't know even if there are a lot of comments, but I don't know. I might do several videos this weekend just to kind of get caught up. Been kind of dragging. I don't know if that's due to the weather here in central Indiana or I don't know, but we haven't had a lot of sunny days. So when they show up, I try to enjoy them. Breakaway civilization, current reality, ask questions, right? I mean, maybe read a 750-page book. Well, ain't nobody got time for that, right? Technology's giving you the time. Grab a hold of that and go out and do some reading. By the way, I did get chapter 2 of Lynn Alden's book accomplished this morning. She's talking about what money is and what money isn't. Basically, It's basically a breakdown of the characteristics of money or currency. It's not money, it's currency. And like I said in a previous video, there's a gentleman by the name of Mike Maloney who did a 12, or I think it was 12. I don't know. There was a lot of videos on what money is, and he even talks about, he takes a trip to, I don't know, pyramids somewhere, and he does a little. I don't know. His videos are awesome, so check that out. Mike Maloney, Lynn Alden, Jeff Booth, and this one guy that mentioned Breakaway Civilization to me. Fantastic. Thanks for doing that. Appreciate it. All right, well, look, I'm going to leave it there. The light's going to flicker off again, and that's going to upset me. So we're going to leave it there. Enjoy the day wherever you are on this planet. Peace.